We are live. What is going on, Chicago Bears fans? Keek on the mic listeners. We are live here, right here on Keek on the mic, as our Chicago Bears get ready to take on our hated rival, the Green Bay Packers. The question of the day, though, guys. The question of the day, I had to get this off my chest. What in the hell is a Packer? Can any Bears fans, or maybe if there's some Packers fans that come enjoy the stream, can you answer that one question for me? What the hell is a Packer? That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say before we get into this, right? But thank you once again for joining me for Keek on the Mic. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you share the Keek on the Mic with all other Bears fans that you know. That would be much appreciated. Let's get started. This is a big game, guys. The Bears are 3-2 after that dismal performance against the Cleveland Browns. The Bears have rebounded, obviously, against the Lions, against the Raiders. Raiders were a pretty good football team going into that game, right, obviously. And the Bears have found some sort of identity going into this game. So there's some expectations for the Bears, obviously, to compete in this game against a Packers team that, yes, their record indicates that they're 4-1, but they have escaped a couple as well. Thank you, Bear Forever. I think it has something to do with food production and preparation. Could be wrong, though. I think you're absolutely right. I was just curious. What the hell is a Packer? Like, you couldn't be something else like the Green Bay Dolphins, even though there's no Dolphins in Wisconsin, but something easier? Green Bay, what the hell is a Packer? I was just curious. So some stats that I want to throw out, and I know this may sound depressing for Bears fans because we already know the deal. The Packers are 6-point favorites in this game. All right, Aaron Rodgers has owned us. Green Bay has owned us. And what I usually like to say is it's not Green Bay that beats Chicago. It has been Aaron Rodgers that has beaten the Chicago Bears. Obviously, the Packers lead the series 101, 95, and 6. And Aaron Rodgers is a huge reason for the domination over the Bears. This is going to be his 26th start against the Chicago Bears. His record is 20-5 in his first 25 starts. He has a 107.2 passer rating, over 6,000 yards, 55 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions. This is going to be Justin Fields' first crack at Aaron Rodgers. And what I liked about Justin Fields this past week is that he was not shy about talking about Aaron Rodgers. He made it very clear to the Chicago media that this has nothing to do with me versus Aaron Rodgers. I'm going against the Green Bay defense. I know that's what people try to make it out as, like, oh, Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers. No. Justin Fields is going against the Green Bay Packers defense. A Green Bay Packers defense that is kind of thin at cornerback. Obviously, Jair Alexander and Kevin King are both out for today's game. So Eric Stokes, the rookie cornerback out of Georgia, will be their cornerback one. Obviously, they still have Darnell Savage. Adrian Amos playing safety, so they'll help him out a lot. I believe Cedarius Smith is still out with an injury. So this is a banged-up Green Bay Packers defense. So it's gonna be interesting to see the game plan. Are we gonna stretch the field on them? Obviously, we're missing Damian Williams as well. He's on the COVID list, so now it's just Khalil Herbert, the rookie, taking over the full carries of the load in terms of running the football today. So there's a lot of question marks going into today's game. The big news for the Chicago Bears on the injury front is Akeem Hicks, Khalil Mack, Allen Robinson. What guys that didn't really practice all week and were questionable going into this game are all active for today's game, meaning that our defense is pretty much there. So obviously our defense is there. When you look at the Packers defense, they're still missing Bakhtiari. Elton Jenkins is playing. I'm not sure if he's going to play left tackle, but I know he's been dealing with the ankle injury all week long. So this is a Packers team that is kind of vulnerable at the moment, right? So I want to take a look at the Packers' first 5 games. Obviously, week 1, lost to the Saints 38-3. They rebounded in week 2 against the Lions 35-17. And then week 3, they escaped out of Santa Clara with a 30-28 buzzer beater win from Mason Crosby. Took care of the Steelers 27-17. Then last week, no one wanted to make a field goal, so Mason Crosby finally nailed a game winner to win 25-22. So this is an interesting game for the Chicago Bears. It's a huge game for the Chicago Bears because if we win, they say we're going to be tied for first place, but we will have control of the NFC North at 4-2. But if Green Bay obviously wins, they would take a commanding 2-game NFC North lead. And I know it's early in the season, but it would be a huge confidence boost, not only for Justin Fields' development, right, but for the confidence of the Chicago Bears. And if you love or hate Matt Nagy, I think he's doing an excellent job as just being the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And you could definitely tell we're starting to gain a rhythm a little bit in terms of getting some momentum as we're stacking up these wins. So let's take a look at the Green Bay Packers stats. All right. So when you look at the offensive stats, like I said, they're kind of middle of the pack. They've kind of been struggling outside of Devontae Adams, right? He's an absolute stud. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But outside of Devontae Adams, they're kind of just middle of the pack. You look at total yards, 362 yards a game, that's 20th. Passing yards, 247, that's 15th. Rushing yards, about a little over 100 a game, right? That's 21st. And then they're right outside of the top 10 with points, 24. I think as long as you have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, they're going to figure out a way to put up some points. But when you're looking at the Packers offensive stats, right, and then I can even read off some Bears defensive stats, right? The Bears are 11th in total yards, 12th in passing yards, 12th in rushing yards, and they're 20th in points per game, right, which is it's a 7th, so they're top 10 in that category. And another thing I want to bring up, they lead the league in sacks still with 18. Obviously, I want to bring up that Aaron Rodgers has been sacked 10 times in 5 games. The Bears lead the lead in sacks with 18. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers offensive line is kind of banged up. So this is going to be a huge matchup to see. The Bears defensive line, especially with Akeem Hicks coming back and active for today's game. What is Robert Quinn going to do? What is Khalil Mack going to do? And obviously, you have Eddie Goldman, Akeem Hicks, right? Mario Edwards. Travis Gibson has been playing really good football. So this is going to be a really good matchup. Once again, against Aaron Rodgers and Khalil Mack and those dogs on the Chicago Bears defense. Let's turn over to the Green Bay Packers defensive stats, right? And once again, these stats are pretty good for the Green Bay Packers, right? But once again, they're missing 2 key corners in today's game in Jair Alexander and Kevin King. Eric Stokes will be cornerback number 1, and I'm not even sure who their cornerback 2 is. So I'm anticipating Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney to have a big day. And even Justin Fields, maybe get the ball down the field, get some big plays going, and stretch this field on this thin Green Bay Packers secondary. They're 6th in total yards. They're 10th in passing yards. They're 11th in rushing yards and 20th in points per game. They score 24 points, but they also give up 24 points a game. And obviously, when you look at the Chicago Bears stats, they're 32nd in total yards, 32nd in passing yards. They're 9th in rushing. Obviously, we're missing Damian Williams today. Hopefully, Khalil Herbert can have a huge day. And they're 30th in points per game. So, yes, by the numbers, it indicates that it's a pretty lopsided matchup, right? But when you look at the injuries and you look at the momentum of each team, I think the Bears offense is starting to slowly find identity. I expect them to run the ball with Khalil Herbert, hopefully stretch the field on this Green Bay very thin secondary today. Yeah, so once again, if you guys are just now joining the live stream, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Chicago Bears content right here on the podcast. I'm a growing Chicago Bears podcaster in California, so I appreciate your guys' support of the podcast, and I can't thank you guys enough for all you do for Keek on the mic. So what I want to do now is, how are you guys feeling today? Are you guys a little nervous? Are you guys confident? Anxious? What is the feeling going into this game? For me, I'm a little anxious, but I'm also feeling pretty confident. I feel like this is the day that I feel like momentum can really shift in the series. This may be Aaron Rodgers' last time traveling to Soldier Field ever. Well, I wouldn't say ever. If he goes to a different team, he can still travel to Soldier Field. But as a Green Bay Packer, this may be Aaron Rodgers' last time traveling to Soldier Field. So I think the Bears have a really good shot, especially with the momentum, how the offense has kind of been playing, right? I think our defense will make enough plays to make this a really, really competitive game. So next thing I want to go over is key matchups for today's game. When you look at the key matchups for today's game, my key matchup number one is obviously our receivers, Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson versus Eric Stokes. I can repeat it until I'm blue in the face. They're missing Jair Alexander and Kevin King, their top two cornerbacks. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Bill Lazor does. Will we expose that weakness, right? Are we going to stretch the field and try to take some big shots to Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney? We have to get Allen Robinson going, guys. He only has 17 catches for 181 yards and 1 touchdown, while Darnell Mooney has 20 catches, 261 yards, and no touchdowns. And Jair Alexander and Kevin King are both out. Eric Stokes will be cornerback 1. He is a rookie. He's been pretty impressive. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure how they're going to play this. So I'm not sure if Eric Stokes is going to be guarding Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson. I don't know what's going to happen. But one of those guys should be able to have a really, really good day. Key matchup number 2 is Aaron Rodgers versus Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack leads the Chicago Bears with 5 sacks, as this Chicago Bears defense has been getting to the quarterback in the first 5 weeks. They lead the league in sacks once again with 18 sacks. So Sean Desai has been doing a really good job with the Chicago Bears defense, allowing them to get to the quarterback and do it very effectively. And obviously, I think Khalil Mack's success is obviously when you look at Robert Quinn and what he's been able to do, it's really helping Khalil Mack this year. And the Chicago Bears have been looking for a partner for Khalil Mack for a while, so it's a good sight to see. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously, I think Aaron Rodgers will get rid of the ball really fast. He's not going to allow him just to hit him. But I think if you can get to Aaron Rodgers, obviously any quarterback doesn't like to be hit. It'll be a long day for this Packers offense. Key matchup number 3, and this one's going to be, to me, the most entertaining one of the day. Devontae Adams, a freaking stud for Green Bay. He is the Green Bay Packers offense right now. That is Aaron Rodgers' main guy. Versus Jalen Johnson, our second-year stud, has been locking people down. So I'm curious to see what Green Bay does. Will they be moving around? I think they're going to move him to the slot. Are they going to they're just going to try to go away from Jalen Johnson, obviously, and they're going to try to create some mismatches with probably Kendall Vildor, Duke Shelley, etc. But what I do if I'm Sean Desai, I'm telling Jalen Johnson, wherever he goes, you go. I don't care what that does to the defense. I think Jalen Johnson needs to shadow Devontae Adams the whole entire day. So, what are your guys' key matchup for today's game against the Green Bay Packers? Do you agree with my key matchups? Are you excited to see these key matchups? And what are you looking forward to most of this game today? So, here we go. Obviously, once again, if you're just now joining the stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button or tell anybody that you know that's a Chicago Bears fan to come subscribe to the channel and join the Chicago Bears conversations. And here we go. Now I'm going to go over my 3 keys to a Chicago Bears win. So here we go. Key to victory number 1. You got to be able to contain Devontae Adams. Last week versus the Cincinnati Bengals, he had 11 catches, 206 yards, and a touchdown. You cannot allow him to take over the game. You need to double team him. Do what you need to do. He's gonna probably get his catches. I know that. He's an absolute stud. He's gonna get his little catches, right? But you cannot allow him to take over the game. That is Aaron Rodgers' top guy. If you can contain Devontae Adams, I think that will really limit what this Packers offense is able to do. In the red zone, on third downs, in all key moments, we know what Aaron Rodgers wants to do with the football. He wants to go to Devontae Adams. So make sure we do our best, Sean Desai, to try to contain Devontae Adams. Key to victory number 2, hit Aaron Rodgers often. I'm not saying sack Aaron Rodgers. You just need to hit him. Hit Aaron Rodgers. No quarterback likes to be hit. I think if you hit Aaron Rodgers a couple of times, I think he will crumble a little bit and it'll throw him off his game, right? Obviously, with Akeem Hicks playing, we can get pressure off the middle. We can get pressure off the edges. Do everything you can, Sean Desai, to make Aaron Rodgers' day a living hell. And I think we can get to him. Like I mentioned, right? Khalil Mack has 5 sacks. Robert Quinn has 4.5. We need huge days from both of those guys. Rodgers has been, like I mentioned, sacked 10 times in the first 5 games, especially with the pretty banged-up Packers offensive line. Bears should be able to get after Aaron Rodgers today. So I'm really excited to see this matchup with our D-line going against the Packers offensive line and trying to get after Aaron Rodgers. Key to victory number 3. Stretch the field with Darnell Mooney. Like I said it many times in this live stream. Jair Alexander and Kevin King are both out. That means Eric Stokes, the rookie out of Georgia, is going to be the Packers cornerback 1. So that means there should be some opportunities against a pretty thin Packers secondary to stretch the field. If the Bears get the ball first, for example, I wouldn't mind them going hard play action and going deep to Allen Robinson or Darnell Mooney right away, right? Just to see what scheme they're in, right? What defense are they in? But with a thin Packers secondary, you have to take advantage. Obviously get the run going, but then let's take some shots. Let's make this a Justin Fields day, right? I think that's what all Bears fans want to see. Make this a Justin Fields coming out party and get the ball downfield to your young stud and Darnell Mooney. And let's get Allen Robinson going. Like I mentioned earlier in the live stream, he only has 17 catches for 181 yards and only 1 touchdown. Let's get wide receiver 1 going. What are your keys to a Chicago Bears win? Do you think the Chicago Bears have a chance to actually win this game? This is a huge game, guys. Obviously, the Packers are 4-1 coming into Chicago. The Bears are 3-2, and it's a golden opportunity for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, like I mentioned last week's live before we faced the Las Vegas Raiders, we have a tough 4-game stretch, right? We already knocked down one domino, right, and beating the Raiders in an upset. If the Bears can win today, and then go into Tampa and win, we may have a different Chicago Bears team that not a lot of people may not want to play, right? So what is the feeling like right now for you? Are you guys excited for today's game? Do you think the Chicago Bears have a chance to win? Because I sure do. All right. Now I'm going to give you guys my score prediction. But once again, if you guys are just now joining the stream, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you share this content, this live stream, or Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. And like always, you can also follow me on all my social media platforms, on Instagram at Keek on the Mic, on Twitter at KeekOnTheQ, or you can even follow me on TikTok at Keek on the Mic. That would be much appreciated. So, my score prediction. I do think the Chicago Bears have a chance to win, but they have to execute. I think the offense has to score points. I think the defense will make enough plays. They will get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, enough pressure to affect his game just a little bit. I think they hold Green Bay to around 20 points, right? But just like I say every week, if the offense can score 21 plus points, which I think it's possible, I think they're slowly getting there, the Bears can win a lot of football games. So that's why I have the Chicago Bears. I have the Chicago Bears winning 24-17. I just have more confidence in our defense making more plays than Green Bay's defense. And I say this every week. I'm taking my defense over any other defense every single week. So I have the Chicago Bears taking a huge divisional game, a huge home win, to take hold of first place after the first 6 weeks of the NFC North by beating the Green Bay Packers 24-17. What is your predictions for today's games, Bears fans? I want to know your prediction and talk to me. I want to discuss with you guys a little bit before I end this live stream. How are you guys feeling about today's game? And I know it's nerve-wracking. It's the Packers. I feel like we always have just a little bit of nerves, going into this game. But it's all right. It's the Packers. Aaron Rodgers owns us. So hopefully that changes today, especially with it being his last game, hopefully, as a Green Bay Packer. Hanging with Cat says Bears by 13. Bet. I'm hoping you're right. That would be a dominant win for the Chicago Bears if the Bears can win by 13 points. That would be like us putting a stamp like, all right, This is our division. We're the kings of the North once again, right? And then after that, you beat the Packers. You just have to handle your business, right? And I always say this every year. You have to win your division games, right? And you have to win your home games. This is a golden opportunity at home in front of your home fans wearing these jerseys, right? The old throwbacks. Which, fun fact, in these jerseys, I believe we're undefeated, and the offense averages like 30 points a game. So if that's any indication on why the Bears may be wearing these jerseys, they may be a little superstitious, if you ask me. What's going on? Thank you so much for joining the live stream. How you doing? How's everyone doing? If you're just now joining the stream, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, or make sure you tell every other Bears fan that you know to subscribe to Keek on the Mic, and that would be much appreciated. Big game today, guys. I just went over my analysis, key matchups, prediction. I have the Chicago Bears winning 24-17 over the Green Bay Packers. I just realized that there's a Detroit Lions fan in the chat. He came in and said, Detroit versus everybody. Buddy, you're 0-5. You're 0-5, and you keep losing by last-second field goals. I don't think you have really any stance here, buddy. Sorry to say that, but you are the Detroit Lions, and it's so bad for the Lions right now that you have a head coach that's crying in his press conference. There's no crying in football. You better suck it up. So I really don't think you have any stance here. That's always so funny when other fans come in and try to troll, but you're 0-5. You're 0-5 and your head coach is crying. How do you go from at the start of the season saying, I'm going to bite off people's kneecaps, right? Being all aggressive, to crying in a post-game press conference because your team sucks? That makes no sense. Once again, if you're joining the live stream just now, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification. Follow me on all my social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok. I don't post much on TikTok, but you can still follow me. I don't do no dancing videos, none of that. I got the Bears beating the Green Bay Packers 24-17. Who do you guys got in today's big matchup against the Packers? It's a big game. Huge game. I want to hear from you guys. I think I do enough talking during the week, so I'm trying to interact and hear from you guys. Obviously, I can't do Keek on the Mic without you guys, so I'm really, really, really appreciative of all the listeners of Keek on the Mic. If you guys want to hear something else funny, I was on Bleacher Report this morning. I always look on Bleacher Report probably about a couple hours before the game, watch people, watch the players warm up, enter the field and stuff. And someone said that's actually at the game, mentioned that Jordan Love, instead of throwing the football around, looking like the future of the Packers, he was kicking around the soccer ball. You got a good one, Green Bay. You got a good one. How's everyone feeling? Are you guys feeling confident, nervous, anxious? What's the feeling like right now? Because I know this this game always gets to me. I don't know. It's just, obviously it's that rivalry. My brother-in-law is a Packers fan. I know my fiance's uncle is a Packers fan, so I hear it from them all the time. My old teacher that I still keep in contact with is a Packers fan, and he always messages me. It's just, I just hope we can get over that hump soon. And I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. Green Bay, I don't think beats us. It's Aaron Rodgers that beats us. Obviously, when you look at his stats, he's 20-5 against us. I don't know what else you can call domination, but that is just some brutal domination. So I'm just hoping that Justin Fields and this Bears defense can flip the script today and get a huge home win against the Green Bay Packers. So I'm probably going to be on here for a couple more minutes, probably until like around 9:30. If you're just now joining, you can obviously play it back and watch my key predictions. I have the Bears winning 24-17 over the Packers. Talk about some key matchups. If you're not aware, Akeem Hicks is active for the Chicago Bears defense today, as that's huge for the Chicago Bears defense. Looking on the Packers side, Jair Alexander, Kevin King are both out, which is huge for Green Bay. Very thin secondary. Elton Jenkins, which is their tackle, he was questionable all week with the ankle. He is playing. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing left tackle, but he does have some ankle issues, so that should be really interesting to watch as we go through this game today. Once again, I just want to thank you guys for all the continued support of the podcast. I want to be able to do this podcast without your guys' support. And I think that's the only reason why I do it. Being able to engage with other Bears fans every week makes my day. So I appreciate your guys' support. Make sure you let any other Chicago Bears fans looking for good Bears content, tell them to subscribe to Keek on the Mic. That would be much appreciated. If you're just now joining the stream, thank you so much for joining. I'm probably going to hop off in the next couple of minutes to get ready for this big game. Thank you, Mason. I appreciate it. This is my dad's office. This is my dad's office, so he crafted it for a couple of months, and now this is going to be most of the time my new setup. I usually have a green screen that I sit in front of as well, but I really enjoy coming in here as well. And obviously, look at, why wouldn't you like it, right? You got Walter Payton, you got helmets, you got, pictures of the stadium, right? It's great. Thank you for the donation, Bear Forever 14. I have to say, sometimes I am wrong. But something tells me I'm feeling pretty confident. And if the Bears lose to the Packers, it's just Aaron Rodgers just owns us. We have to sit here, suck up our pride for once, and say that Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears. I think it's that simple. Yes, hanging with Cat. I am on Twitter at KeiotAQ. So KEIOTAQ, and you can find me on Twitter there. Obviously, I'm on Instagram as well. You just have to type in Keek on the Mic, and then also for TikTok, Keek on the Mic. So Twitter is the only one that's just KeiotAQ. Yeah, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let everybody you know that is a Bears fan to subscribe to Keek on the Mic. I agree. I think we should all be very confident. I think these last two games, the offense is still a work in progress, right? But I think we should all be confident in our quarterback, our young signal caller. He's developing. I think Bill Lazor has him on a good path. Once again, Don Burr, you're a Lions fan. You guys are 0-5. Enough said. Yeah, I think all Bears fans are tired of losing to the Packers. I think when you look at the last coach to ever really beat on the Packers, I think it was Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith, I think, had a pretty decent record against Green Bay. But ever since Lovie Smith, it's been really hard to get over that hump against Green Bay. And once again, you just have to give Aaron Rodgers his props. He's a really good quarterback. He's a future Hall of Famer. It's a shame that he only has one Super Bowl. I think that's more on Green Bay and the talent they put around him. But he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's good. Yes, Mason, I agree. Don, your team is the worst in the league. You have a head coach that cries after losses. Your team is 0-5, Don. I love this. I love the interaction from other fans too. Maybe if it was if Packers fans came in here and they said, "Well, we're 20 Aaron Rodgers 25 against the Bears," right? That's a valid argument. You have a Lions fan in here talking mess. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I appreciate you coming and watching my stream now. That's pretty cool that you're on my stream, on a Bears stream. I have a couple of Lions friends that I talk to. I haven't seen him in a long time now. He used to come over all the time. Yeah, that's everyone's goal. I think when they hire these head coaches, like, you know what? We need to beat the Packers. And these coaches are always like, okay, yeah, I can get it done. But they never get it done. I just think that tells you how good Aaron Rodgers is. Just everything we've thrown at him, he's just been able to withstand it and get these big wins. And it's like we always lose to the Packers at the closing seconds, too. There's always been these dramatic games. Like, obviously, the big 4th-and-8 to Randall Cobb years ago, right? They beat us in the NFC title game 21-14. That was the game that Jay Cutler was supposed to have his coming out party. Dude got hurt. I think it was Caleb Haney that came in, almost beat the Packers. So a lot of big games. We the youngest with the least talent and the most heart and best coach in the North. All right, Don. He probably likes that I'm giving him kind of like this attention, huh? I love that he's in the chat though. I appreciate the support from all listeners. I really don't care what team you like. If you want to come into the Chicago Bears chat and stir up some mess, that is totally fine. That is totally fine. If you're just now joining the chat, thank you so much. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That would be much appreciated. And let all the Bears fans know about the podcast. That would be much appreciated. And tell them to subscribe to the channel. Tell them to subscribe to the channel. I'm a growing California Bears YouTuber, so. Yes, Bears fan. I'm going to let you handle that Lions fan. I could say a lot of things, but I don't really want to. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy for 0-5. Don't have the energy. Don't have the energy. You can watch the game on Avazva. Thank you, Cheryl. I have NFL Sunday ticket, but maybe I'll check it out someday if I'm like on. But even when I'm gone, even if I'm not at my house, I have NFL Sunday ticket on my phone so I can watch the games on my phone. Matt Kramer says, is today the day we expose Aaron Rodgers for being the age he is, or does he light us up once again? I think that's a great question. I hope it's the first one. I hope we expose him for the age he is. Like I mentioned earlier in the live stream, that this Packers offense is middle of the pack, right? It's Aaron Rodgers and the Devontae Adams show. If you could take Devontae Adams away, I think it would be a huge day for the Chicago Bears. Jacksonville might win their first game. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Is the Lions fan gone? Did he finally leave? No problem, Matt. No problem at all. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Did the Lions fan finally leave the chat? Possible overtime in London. Dolphins look bad. Jacksonville looks bad. All these London games look bad. I think that's the reason why they're putting these bad teams in London, right? Like no one wants to watch them anyway. So it's like for me, I would have to wake up at 6:30 to watch these games. You really think I'm going to wake up at 6:30 to watch the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins? No. Yeah, where did the Lions fan go? I was enjoying his company. He was coming in here with all that confidence, right? And I respect that. I respect a team that's 0-5. that I don't even know what they've done. I don't think they've won the division in like 100 years. And the NFL hasn't even been around in 100 years. And has a coach that cries after his press conference. And he comes in here with confidence. That's a fan right there, guys. That is a fan. Yeah, he may be he may be a Bears fan. I don't know. Maybe he's just a troll. I don't know. You know, when I feel bad about the Bears and people say, "Oh, the Bears suck," I just think about the Lions. That's all I do. I just think about the Detroit Lions. And I feel for those fans. I really do. I feel for fans that haven't had a winning team in a long time. And then Matthew Stafford was their only thing that they could look forward to. But then you trade him right to the Rams, make them Super Bowl contenders. And who do you get? You get Jared Goff. The legend himself, Jared Goff. I'm really not trying to talk mess. He came into my stream, so I think it's fair game when you come into my live stream and trying to start some mess with my fellow Bears patrons. If you're just now joining the stream, thank you so much for joining. I'm probably about to hop off in a second so I can get ready for this big Bears game. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. I'm ready to go. I'm feeling a little confident. I'm excited to see what happens today. Like I said, if you missed it, you could probably go play it back and watch this live stream. I had the Chicago Bears winning 24-17 today. I think with big days from our defense, and I think hopefully from our receivers. They're thin at secondary, guys, so we'll see. Yeah, I think that's what real fans do, man. I think even when your team is bad, right, you still show pride in your team. I think we've all been through a lot of hard times with these Chicago Bears, right? And we just have to sit there and deal with it. We're fans. What can we do? So I appreciate that Lions fan. I really do. A lot of respect to him because the Lions suck. They're bad right now, but I think eventually they will get out of that hole. Oh, I'm sorry, Mason. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. So before I end this live stream, I just want to thank you guys once again for joining me. I really, really, really appreciate you guys and everything you guys do for this podcast and coming on these lives and engaging with me before these games. This is going to be something that I plan to do every single week. So obviously, along with the content I post during the week, catch me next week for another live stream as we take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that may need to be Nick Foles' game. So once again, make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell notification. Follow me on all my social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Make sure you share this podcast to every single Bears fan you know, and let them know. Tell them to subscribe to the channel as well. But as always, I got the Bears defeating the Packers today, 24-17. And like always, bear down and enjoy the game, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks, guys.